with ley lines and things like this, it can get complex. It can get very sophisticated because not all ley line maps are identical. Not all ley line maps are necessarily accurate. Ley lines also change. So ley line, you could say documentation, organization in terms of information is something that the New Age community, from our view, ought to improve upon. More people, from our view, ought to be focusing on that, studying that, and keeping that knowledge current and up to date. So that way, spiritual people can have a type of roadmap. Because if you understand the ley line networks, you understand ultimately the meridian networks of the planet. You will understand the points on those meridians, the chakra points, and that can allow for you to create all types of different effects within the planetary consciousness, within weather patterns, within human consciousness. All types of things can be done once you have a healthful, accurate understanding of the ley lines for the planet and the points that run along it. In terms of really activating this ley line network, one of the things that I advise is synchronized energy rituals on key points that activate different power centers on the ley line network. So do keep in mind, there are all types of grid overlays that you can place upon the planet. These grid overlays can allow for you to see 2 points on the planet, front and back. You could also see left and right, up and down. You can look at different locations on the planet and see the mirror locations on the other side. This type of understanding can allow for you to strategically position people in different parts of the world who will perform rituals at designated times, energetic operations. And this will cause that grid to activate in a very potent way. And that can be done in a triangular way, in a way that's based in the concept of a trinity. Remember that you and 3 people in your country could position yourselves in a way where a type of Holy Trinity geometry is created. With just 3 people, you can do this. And remember, with 3 people, you will have some type of triangle. Yes? If you have 3 people dispersed throughout your planet, it's going to make a triangle. If you were to connect them in some way, you could eventually get that to make a triangle shape. It might be a little funny looking. It might not be a usual triangle, but you could at least connect the dots and produce something similar to a triangle, something proximal, something very close, even though it might look unusual. So the 3 is the basic. And if you get very structured, meticulous, and focused about the positioning of those 3 people and make that triangle very equilateral in nature, in terms of the location of the practitioners on that ley line network, you can get some very potent manifestational effects going, because the triangle is a creational shape. When it's facing up, it creates through fire. When it faces down, it creates through water. But that's one example of how you can combine the geometries, the ley line networks, the energy operations. It's really just a matter of synchronizing these things.